What's good, y'all? It's your boy, the Brainless Trader. Once again, we back. Nice video today. We're gonna talk about ICT's public library and figure out for y'all where's the best place to start for a beginner. Because I know like ICT's content can naturally be like daunting if you just come into it. So I want to show you my intake on where you should start. So as a mentorship student, I've experienced a lot of information and content from ICT, but all of my interest in everything in his concepts started with the free information that he put out in 2020, right? Because I had found his content in 2020. So we're gonna take y'all through what I believe is the best route if you're trying to learn smart money concepts from ICT. All right, so we're on ICT's page, as you can see here. Let's go through his playlist. So he's got a number of different playlists. So there's a ton more videos I think on the page than this. There's probably many that aren't in a playlist, but of the ones that are in a playlist, I can at least give you where I would start, and then maybe we can scroll through. There's a couple of other videos that might be helpful to you. So first, I would say the ICT OTE pattern recognition series. You don't gotta watch the whole series, okay? But that first video, yes, it says it's an hour, but that first video is basically your introduction to what ICT does in the market. Like overall, if you wanted to watch one video and get a whole synopsis of what might be going on in his head, you start with the OTE pattern recognition series, volume number 1. The reason why I say that is because this was a video for me that I watched after I watched a couple videos other than this before, but I feel like if I had watched this first, that would have just started my interest right away. So that's why I say this one is probably the best one to do, because it automatically gives you insight into how he thinks differently than the normal retail type strategies. How he thinks in terms of the normal retail type strategies. And so essentially this will give you insight into, where his thought process is going when he's trading, and then gives you a general pattern to trade. Basically, there are a lot of people on YouTube that trade just this optimal trade entry pattern, which it ultimately has to do with order blocks and fair value gaps, but it's just the pattern that those PD arrays, that he would call them, it's a pattern that those specific PD arrays form in the market, right? So that's where I would start, right there. Now, if you don't get through that whole video, that's fine. At least watch the first half or so of that video, and you will be introduced into the world of ICT. Next, the videos that I had watched that really interest me were the If I Could Go Back and Tell Myself series. Now, this one I think is a little bit, oh no, this is the one that I had watched. So this is a series from 2020. He made another series in 2021, kind of similar to this, but I think this series was the one that I had watched front to back. I started listening to it. I was like, okay, this thing is really long. Like I probably skipped to the 20-minute one because I was just like, why is it so long? Like I was trying to figure that out. I was trying to figure that out. So when I was going through it, and you can't see that I've done it here, but I was going through it in a way to just kind of see where his head was at, because I was thinking like, oh, this is an interesting video. Like I would watch this and I would want to know what I should do because I was at the time just 2 years younger than I am now. So I was like, 23, 24. And so I was just thinking, okay, I'm around my 20s or so. He said his younger self, I would want to know what I should do differently. And as a retail trader at the time, a lot of that stuff that he said really spoke to me. Just like stuff about risk management, not over leveraging. Simple things that I feel like, yes, I could have done better as a younger trader. Because I started trading when I essentially was like 21, I think. So had I known some of this stuff, it would have helped me tremendously. Even he gives, I think, his recommendation on books and things like that. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, this is aside from, the majority of the price action stuff. I think he gets into it a little bit as you go along, but it still kind of introduces the beginnings of the OTE, which is why I went to that OTE primer series after this. But I would go here second if you're interested in understanding his thought process, just overall, and not so much the technicals. So then after this, what I would do is, let's see, I would then take myself through either the Market Maker Forex series or the micro market structure. Now, the Market Maker series, I believe, is one of the best series. Now, this one is from 2022. Now, he has an older Market Maker series from like 2019 or 2018. But this one is a little bit shorter, yeah, if you can believe it. And it actually allows you to understand like the market structure, higher time frame, like thought process of what he's doing in the market, right? So he kind of goes over fair value gaps in a little way, but really talks about breakers and begins order blocks a little bit in this series. I was glad he finally brought the order blocks to YouTube this year, because a lot of people had misunderstood it and don't really understand exactly what was going on. So with that said, I would at least watch like the second video. The first video is highly, for a retail trader, like it's the first video, but I mean it's very, long and drawn out essentially as far as what he's talking about, because it's stuff that you would never even know. But I would watch the whole thing. If you're really committed, I watch the whole thing. But start at video 1 or video 2, and then just be ready to take notes and all that. The thing about ICT's content is, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, it's too long. Oh, it's, I like somebody to explain things in short form. It's like, look, if you want to become a great trader, you got to go to where the true information is first and foremost. And then after that, you just got to buckle up and take notes. Like, this guy is pouring out his soul on YouTube, like more than any other Forex trader is doing on YouTube. Like, you would be a fool not to take advantage of that knowledge just because the video's long. Like, you got to just sit your butt down and take the information in. Now, if the information is not digestible to you and you like other people's content better and you trade completely different than ICT, then don't even come to ICT. But if you want to trade smart money concepts, if you want to understand smart money concepts, this is the guy. I don't know another smart money trader who's as big as him or who's as good at teaching as him. Now, I'm biased because he's my mentor and I paid for everything that I got. You feel me? So I'm telling you from that mindset that I paid for more than this. And I watched every single video that he put out from 21 to 20 all the way till today in 22. Right? And I went back and watched videos from before, because this library is huge in the private mentorship. But like, that's how far I was willing to go. So how far are you willing to go? You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, I would take a look at the micro market structure videos, because they're actually really good. And he breaks down the same concepts that he's sharing on YouTube, but it's just when you watch him, he's breaking them down in a different way. And if you go back and watch these 2020 videos, and then if you then take the time after this to go through one by one his actual YouTube mentorship videos, which he posted 41 videos. It says 40 here, but there's one more. He posted 40-ish videos for free on YouTube, like within the span of like 5 months. Like, come on, y'all. What else can you ask for? This guy is pouring out his spirit for us to learn. and folks are, they're complaining about the time. Like, it's just take your time. You don't have to watch the video all in one shot. Take your time, okay? It's all good. So anyways, that's what I would do. I go from back to front. If you're just interested in just learning straight up, then just start the ICT mentorship. If you're not really an ICT fanatic and you're just trying to get as much information as fast as you can, start the mentorship, start the video, start on episode 2, because the first one is kind of introduction. And just take your time and roll through. Like, it ain't gonna be one day per video. You feel me? You're gonna spend 2, 3, 4 days on this one. You're gonna spend, just because you gotta digest it, you gotta take it in. So don't be in a rush. Like, everybody's in a rush to make money in the market. That's why people be losing their money. Like, chill out, take your time, and let this be a journey, because it's gonna take a year to learn anything from any trader. Right? It ain't just ICT's content. You learn new content from somebody and you're trying to apply it. A lot of people, they going in there and they doing it in their live. I'm automatic. No, you need to take the information in and then take your time and apply it. You feel me? So that's what I would say. So yeah, we'll end the video on that, and hopefully this was helpful to y'all. This is just my take as a mentorship student on where I would start with ICT's content, his public library, and yeah, that's really what it is.